You're back with another one. This time we got top 10 anime moments where the main characters teamed up with a villain. By Vinny2. We already did something similar to this, but like not exact, because unless we did do the exact, and it's just the version without the voiceover. But it's not even an option here, so we got the right one. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. Make sure y'all like their video, subscribe. It's Vinny2.
You know, something that I noticed in anime is the frequency of action anime to incorporate villain team-ups as they reach the end game of an arc or the series as a whole. Turns out that one of the best allies you can have when everything's on the line is the villain that you beat an arc or two ago, or in some cases, about 10 minutes ago. Today's list, we're going to go through some of the best moments in anime where the hero teams up with a villain character. Let's start by counting down some of my favorite moments, and trust me when I say that these team-ups can happen just out of nowhere, and sometimes even be quite comedic, it seems. Before we begin, if you're up for some anime memorabilia,
I dead ass forgot. Hey, by the way, this is not a sponsorship. I'm not sponsored. Displate, their stuff is expensive as hell, but it's good quality stuff. Straight up, that's what that is right there. That pain right behind me, and then the Jolly Roger right behind me, and I also got a Juice World poster and a J. Cole poster, all from them. They expensive as hell, but like if you want some good stuff, like they actually come out great. Not gonna lie.
What comes to your mind?
Sponsor
Why
me,
don't I
Displate.
suggest something different and introduce you to today's sponsor, Displate.
But they're not sponsoring me, so we gonna.
I
just had to share like how good, like,
and it's available for only
I love
2 weeks
those.
starting now.
I dead ass. I love
I
these.
just
Like
love
they
it
look
when
so
the
good.
ultimate rival slash villain of sorts in an anime turns up for the
Straight up, y'all should sponsor me though. You might as well. I'd love the product.
Provide some much-needed help. Obito's story has captivated me for so long, and seeing its conclusion and culmination in this change of heart and helping the heroes against the series' final boss did give me a lot of joy. It's a long story of vengeance, and it's all led up to this big redemption arc. I know this fight's supposed to be Team 7's time to shine and showcase the teamwork from the main trio we started with. It's been so long since we've seen the three of them fight together, and after multiple seasons, we finally see a more mature and complete version of it now. Obviously, I don't mind the fact that Obito got thrown in there because besides Sasuke, I feel that Obito is the perfect foil to Naruto, and he does belong in this final battle. Overall, it's a pretty cool fight. I may not be too high on Kaguya suddenly appearing out of nowhere and taking over as the last boss, but she did open up a chance for us to see not just Team 7 work together without outside interference, but also Obito's ultimate redemption.
It's kind of crazy how it took all that to kill him. By no means should this man be so strong. It don't make sense to me.
Yes, it's the finale of Bungo Stray Dog's second part, giving us the much-awaited team-up between lifelong rivals and bitter enemies Atsushi and Akutagawa. I feel that this fight straddles the line between a villain team-up and a rival team-up, but I think that Akutagawa's firmly on the antagonist side early on anyway. Regardless, I think that I couldn't have asked for a better way to finish the anime. It's a pretty cool team-up between the two enemies, and I like how, despite having to put their differences aside for this epic collision, both Atsushi and Akutagawa gave us no shortage of banter towards each other. Teeth-clenched teamwork at its finest, all while showing us that they should put their differences aside.
So he a white tiger.
Be the greatest dream team in
and
the
what's the
whole
other
series
one?
due to how their abilities synergize
demon?
with one another. Amazing
Demon
way
tiger?
to end what I feel like is one of the most underrated action anime in the modern era. We move on with Inuyasha and
You know how pissed I'd be if this dude over here is a demon, like demon clothed blood. I turn into a tiger. I'd be like, you know what demons can do? I'm a tiger. That's not fair. Give me some powers. Give me some, I don't know the characters. I don't know the backstory or anything. But it's just funny to me how this man got demon clothes. It looked like, and this man a tiger. Even though in the other way, if demon clothes don't do shit but give you a power boost, I'd be like, I'd rather be a tiger. At least that's natural power. I can strip and I'll be useless.
Shomaru versus Naraku.
I'm gonna be butt ass and I can't do shit. Don't ever shower and leave your clothes unattended. You gotta bring them in the shower with you.
Complicated history to say the least. Most of it has to do with Sesshomaru's sword obsession, but let's just say that for the most part of the series, the two have barely seen eye to eye. They've also given us some of the most iconic early-day Inuyasha battles, with them trying to one-up each other in techniques and sheer power in their alternate forms. However, the brothers are apparently not too against teaming up once in a while, especially when a much bigger threat looms on the horizon. Enter Naraku. In fact, the action climax of the final Inuyasha arc involves a battle against Naraku where the Inuyasha party teams up with Sesshomaru himself, rough edges and all. It's been a long character arc for the latter and it culminates in this team up. It just feels so right to see the two brothers fighting side by side for the action-packed finale of the series. And while I won't say it's the #1 best battle in the series, it was still a joy to watch.
Damn. Oh, I was about to say another Inuyasha. Like how many? I forgot.
Following that, we have Inuyashiki and Shishigami teaming up to stop the meteor. Ever since the start of the Inuyashiki series, we've been presented with two forces in conflict, two ideals embodied in two bodies that are so physically contrasting. Inuyashiki and Shishigami have been at each other's throats for as long as I can remember, and they very clearly illustrate the two ends of the spectrum for people who've been empowered by circumstance. However, when news of an incoming meteor collision hits, Inuyashiki finds his strongest ally in the form of his mortal enemy. Yes, it was Shishigami who comes to his rescue, proposing the most outlandish proposal of self-destructing and sacrificing himself for the good of mankind. The scene makes for one very emotional ending to see that towards the end, the slightest hint of heroism still gets awakened in the mercurial youth, and the constant clashes between the two superpowered people manage to bring out the good in someone.
Nah, bro. If that man is evil to the core, I'd have been like, good stuff. I'll see you later, and I'll fly off. I'm not going to console this man. I'm not going to be like, you're a true hero for this. I'll be like, fuck no. You killed that guy and his son in his bathtub. You deserve this. And I'm flying off right there.
Envy and Edward Elric had a rough first meeting.
This wasn't
They
really
never
a...
saw eye
Is
to
this
eye
supposed to
with
be
one another,
fights?
even
Oh,
putting him in
moments where they
position
seem to...
to finish
Okay.
our hero. Former enemies would be forced into temporary alliance when circumstances land both of them inside Gluttony's subspace. Inside the stomach of another homunculus, the two, along with Ling, get forced to temporarily team up. After all, no one wants to die, right? And at that point, they've only got each other to rely on. So, as you'd expect, the alliance was short-lived, but for that brief moment, it feels surreal to see Edward work so well with someone who nearly killed him not too long ago. I'd also like to believe that it was this brief moment of teaming up that played a part, no matter how small it was, in Envy's final realization that leads to his eventual demise. His death in front of Ed is a powerful moment in the show, and I'd like to think that this temporary alliance with a human helped push him to the brink of his breakdown. In death, he sees Edward no longer as an enemy to kill, while he delivers his tearful goodbye.
I got a friend who literally never cried at any anime moment. Even Nina. I called him a monster. Straight up. I was like, you're a monster. You need psychological help. If you don't cry at Nina, there's something wrong with you. I'm saying that. I'm looking directly at the camera. I'm talking to you, alright? I'm talking to you. If it applies to you, I'm talking to you. You are a monster. If you didn't cry at I Want to Live, you're a monster. If you didn't cry at the Mary's funeral, you're a monster. If you didn't cry at Envy passing, you're a monster. There's more stuff that you have to cry at. There's no option. You have to cry, alright? If you didn't cry with Jiraiya went to the village, what village is that? The Rain Village. You're a monster. I'm just letting you know. I'm just letting you know. I haven't seen this part this deep.
In season 4
but I'm gonna show y'all
Attack
this
on
place.
Titan.
Well, you know.
Yep, you heard that right. Eren, the
Y'all can enjoy this
protagonist
entry,
of the
but I haven't
series,
seen it,
spends
so I'm not
time
gonna listen.
working in tandem with the much maligned and utterly
I'm currently
despised
watching.
Zeke during season 4 of Attack on Titan. It's wild, right? However, for someone who's more of an insider or updated to the whole thing, this unholy alliance may not be that surprising after all. As we've known now, spoiler alert, Eren's not the most by-the-book and heroic protagonist in anime, and given the developments in the last season of Attack on
quality of
Titan,
this place.
I doubt you can even call him that description in the
They don't
slightest
even
sense of
have
the
these
word.
on the
The
website
alliance
anymore.
with
They
Zeke
took
would
out
not
all
make
the
sense
Juice
on
WRLD ones.
paper,
I
but
got
after going
lucky.
through the series, it did start to
I
make
deadass
sense.
got lucky.
However, this isn't as glamorous of an alliance as you'd expect. We can tell that it's a more manipulative relationship, whereas it's people using each other to further their goals. It's a long-term play for selfish goals, but it is what it is. Instead, we can think that it's one of the greatest facets of Attack on Titan as a series in action, and I feel inclined to include it on this list.
Oh, good. Part's over. A colon, just in case. I waited too long to be spoiled in Attack on Titan at this
I feel
point.
like Gintama
Wait,
as
too
a
damn
series
long.
is one of those shows that revolves heavily around the past. His long-standing rivalry with Takasugi has been well documented, but do you remember the epic time when they fought together against another face from the past? Yes, Oboro makes his much-awaited return, ambushing
Damn.
the tired Gintoki and Takasugi after they had one of the greatest fights the series has given us. The actual team-up between Gintoki and Takasugi is rather short, but with epic moments like Takasugi repaying the favor and striking down Oboro's eye, is length really an issue? As much as Gintoki and Takasugi can passionately fight against each other, they can also form a very powerful combination when fighting alongside each other. Given the condition of both men when Oboro arrived, I doubt that they could logically win the match on the spot, but only fools would count the two of them out any day of the week. Gamui and Gargura joining the party was just the icing on top of the cake. At number 3 is Hisoka teaming up with Gon and Killua.
You know they didn't want to be in that situation. Hisoka creepy ass.
レイザーのボールをゴンが止め
Did I hear that right? The sociopath deranged Hisoka teaming with our good guys? Yes, it really did happen. And of course, it's not on the battlefield. However, would anyone have expected this surprising team-up of epic proportions to happen in a dodgeball match? A very high-stakes one at that too. Greed Island provided us a lot of memorable moments, and I think that seeing the two people who pretty much tried to beat each other to oblivion in Heaven's Arena team up to play ball feels amusing. They also work surprisingly well too, given that they're enemies and all. Well, I do believe that your greatest enemy or rival does have a tendency to be the person you have the most chemistry with, given how you seem to know each other inside out. On another note, this is Hisoka's best memories with friends, as some people say. With how the scene was presented, we could come up with innuendos all day and the like, and that's something quite funny, yet a bit sad at the same time when you step back and think about the implications of the scene.
I forgot about that. I forgot about that fight right there. I was like, wait, why didn't Hisoka just stick that to his hand and then he'll lose? And then I was like, oh wait. Oh, he did. Oh. But why couldn't he do that the first time? You know, why was he able to bounce that shit back this time? Like, I don't know. They explained it in the show. It's just been so long since I've seen it.
This is Luffy and Crocodile teaming up during Impel Down.
元も含め七部会2人とは
2人誰だあと
If you
1人
still remember, Luffy had one of the worst beatdowns done at the hands of none other than the nefarious Crocodile. The two had a series of battles for the ages, and once everything was said and done, it's really hard to envision Crocodile as an uneasy ally anytime soon. I mean, it didn't even have the cool rival vibes that villains who turn somewhat good have. Still, there's nothing too impossible when our characters have their backs against the wall. This gets proven.
Why was his whole suit down there in that in that area? He just decided, you know, I'm gonna get dressed real quick.
True when Luffy once again encounters Crocodile. Despite the former's hesitation, Crocodile gets freed and helps lead a breakout of Impel Down. It probably turned out to be one of the best decisions Luffy could have made in that arc. The idea of him fighting alongside the hated villain is cool enough, but his newfound ally proves his worth in several ways. Now I say that because Crocodile spends a good amount of time protecting Luffy from the wrath of both Akainu and Mihawk. And not just Luffy, he even saves Ace as well. Who knows what would have happened if Crocodile hadn't been on the good guy's side in that arc.
And then he ate that shit. He came right back up, was like, what? Alright, to be fair, we all knew this was gonna be number 1. We all knew.
Coming at the top of the list is Goku and Frieza versus Jiren. Among the Dragon Ball villains, Frieza is probably one of the most iconic ones out there. There are a lot of other iconic enemies of the Z Warriors there, but when it comes to a personal connection with Goku, few come close. I say that with prefacing that I meant actual complete monster villains, so Vegeta kind of gets a pass on this one. However, as the video has taught us time and time again, all it takes to get the most bitter of enemies to team up and show the world what they're capable of if they stop bickering is an even bigger enemy to battle. Enemy of my enemy is my friend, as they say. I don't know about you, but I get the impression that seeing Goku and Frieza work together in Dragon Ball Super does feel like a culmination of a childhood fantasy to some. Imagine spending your time watching the very epic Namek arc unfold as a kid and finally seeing them work together as a young adult now. Really gives some goosebumps and an interesting perspective of how long we've come since then. The battles come down to more of a battle of wills instead of who can grow his hair longer or throw in the most broken planet obliterating beams.
All right, that was
And that right about
pretty good. That was a good list right there. That was a good list. Oh, crap! I didn't mean to hit that. I did not mean to hit that. All right, that was a good list. My laptop about to explode, so I'm gonna get out of here. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I had other things to say, but mine's just about to explode. So I'm not trying to risk it. I hope you guys enjoyed. Like the video if you like it. Comment, subscribe. You should subscribe. You should subscribe like dead ass. Like 200 people plus consistently watching, and only 30 something subscribe. Like just hit the subscribe button. We gonna turn this into a community. People gonna be down in the comments. You can have conversations. You can do whatever you want. Like the list ain't stopping, so you might as well click. I'm trying to get more for everybody. So top 10 favorite shonen arcs, like that. That was close. I'm gonna get out of here before I fuck up. I'm out. Peace.